Where's my? You see?
What? Just
And then just stop. Then stop and
jump
just be
up.
Where's
like,
my?
yeah, bad
He's
style.
I
on top.
was running.
He's on the top of the sign that says Hollywood. He's on top of the H.
He said I was running. I was running. I barely caught that, Theo. What the fuck, man?
I didn't even know what was going
Forrest
on.
Gump like a motherfucker.
Hey,
Oh my
Forrest Gump. He was Forrest Gump
god.
for sure. For sure. He's he was laying underneath a blanket and he just jumped up. He was running under the blanket and then ran off. He kept running and then didn't stop.
Oh wow. The sprinter. He took off like a sprinter van. He said he was in
Wait,
this.
what? What are
He's,
you talking about? Just now?
nah,
they
this
said
was when he was off the shrooms. He said he was feeling it though.
Oh, when he got out of there like that, he got out the jam when the mushrooms were kicking in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God.
yo, that shit was too funny. Yo, y'all felt that too, though, right? That shit was a burst of energy. Cause I'm telling you, I'm keeping their secret. The secret that they're keeping is about what they did, and it's kind of like offensive towards me.
Son,
So
bring
that's
glasses,
why it
start
affects
crying, bro.
me, kind of like a lightning strike.
Molecule machine works. He
That
said
shit too
he
funny.
said the molecule machine works. We are infinite consciousness having a human experience.
The
Everything is
molecule
consciousness.
machine
Thank
works.
y'all. Everything is consciousness. Ain't that some shit though?
In a dream, having a human experiences in dreams.
Like we're really like I seen this new study. They took apart a fruit fly's brain and mapped it out.
Wait, they did a what?
A fruit fly's brain. They said it was like 500 million different pieces, and there are different 2D maps that a bunch of different researchers and volunteers had to work to put the brain back together into a 3D model from all the snapshots of slicing it up so many ways.
I
But
gotta
they
see
said
this.
like that the brain was, there was one part of it that seemed like the brain was just sentient, like it was just like a robot. It was basically saying like they had two different pools of water.
Yeah.
One of them was sugar water, the other one was like toxic acidic or something, and it was like the brain was saying drink that one. It was just like some sentient matter
What, drink the poison one?
on its own. No, it was like signaling to drink the sugar water. It was just like an automatic signal.
Yeah, just out.
Put it next to both of them.
It didn't even have to think about it. It didn't have to go up and smell one or nothing like that. It just
Yeah, it was just like instantly, like the brain was programmed to do that. But they're saying that might be similar to us because we're genetically similar to bugs. We just have a little bit of difference with our imagination and our memory system. So we could be very different, or we could just be like another mosquito.
it's about the same. Like when when the mushrooms told Rance, run right now. And he just,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His brain was just like,
he just took off running.
Yep.
Hey, but it was a dope.
one time I was off the Lucy and I ran hella fast. And it was like amazing.
One time I
That was
seen the
dope.
Cyclops and I ran. I seen the Cyclops on mushrooms and I ran. It was trying to grab me too.
You were outside, you didn't make friends with it or anything?
Hell no, bro. Okay, look. It was during, I think it was like during the eclipse, fine. The eclipse, not the eclipse, but one of them red moons or something. And like you seen the clouds just gathering around the moon and and the moon just became the eye of a cyclops. Then that motherfucker started reaching down at me. I ran in the house. I tripped all over there. That's when my family, they say I do shrooms and run from the moon.
That's why they say that now.
Yeah, I do shrooms and run from the moon. It's like I don't run no more.
Like, I was running, Jenny.
But I do like now, Theo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I be feeling like we seeing the in between. Like when we think in between, we thinking in between life and death. And sometimes I don't think we think of like in between the brain and sight, in between the brain and consciousness. Those in betweens right there that exist that just holds like an infinite amount of shit.
Yeah, just like another universe world in between. Yeah, like a lot of times.
That's amazing.
You're just like wiggling through all the digital matrices and shit. But really, it's like we're always a fractal in a way, and we're always in life.
Yeah, and I think each like that distance between the brain and what makes sight, or the distance between the brain and what makes sound, or even the distance between the consciousness and the brain, which makes up thought. Like those, like in between those places right there, bro, I think things can exist, and like once they exist, they begin to control shit. Because they be a part of like love and hate. The thing that's love and hate is a part of everybody, to where it takes control of you at times.
Like, think about if there's a bunch of small events happening, like all those little neurons where they say brain cells are like flashing in a sequence where it looks like there's just one light going up, but really it's a bunch of tiny little lights, building blocks passing off information to each other. So I'm thinking during that time, all that stuff could be a lot of stuff going on. That's how we derive our sense of time, how many events are happening. So if you go in within those small events, it would be like within the micro of a second. So that's where time dilation can occur, because you're perceiving all of the events that are there.
The micro,
basically you're slowed down. But yeah, it's like that subtle energy could exist there if we don't realize, like in the Book of the Dead where they say when you're going through the chakras, but that's really at every moment. Whatever we are is going through our chakras and going through our aura before it's like a filter. Which is good. It's good news. It's like a spacesuit and a scuba mask. It's good as a tool.
And it's
but then
instant.
At the same time,
it's instant. It's not trying to do this. This is what it's doing. It's not
it's
trying.
Like that
it's
quantum
no effort. It's no effort. It's already doing it.
Because it's like a quantum conjugate and making an exact mirror of it, but then it's like living air. It has its own space. Like there's different realities that are living. If we don't know that, if we don't say that, these are all just parts of self. Anything that I choose to be a part of my world is gonna be in my world. But if we say, "Oh no, that's others. What the fuck? That's something else. I'm out of here."
You scared of yourself. Scared of yourself.
Scared of yourself. We're powerful people. We're powerful essence. Like all of the essence is one essence. It's a powerful thing.
Yeah, you just be scared of yourself. Then it make you scared of other people, like Donald Trump.
But yeah, it's so funny how we be like, no, in that infinitely small reality, we're creating so much world. We don't even know before we do it. Sometimes it takes days or years to think, wow, that was just my mind's thoughts. That wasn't even...
Man. And your mind will play you that. Man, your mind will play your ass for years. And you won't detect it. You won't see it. You won't notice it. You'll just be believing. You'll just be believing. Babies come from flowers. Babies come from roses.
Like in that Isha Kriya meditation, like where Sadhguru says, "You're not the body. You're also not the mind." And it's like instead of thinking that spirit is inside the body, thinking whatever our body is inside a spirit. So it's like one small thing. If we know that's just an illusion matrix, it's not good or bad. It's just like whatever channel it's on.
Yeah.
Could be a real accurate reflection with extra bliss added on. But if we just know that that's an illusion, it's such an like. But every time you remember, you're like, all right. Years later, you reflect. It's like, I see what it really was now, and now you're like, this time I'll know. But that's the problem. This time you know. You shouldn't be knowing. You should let it be what it's gonna be, so you can see. But it's like we forget, and then we know something, and it's like the best way to know the future. Created.
The best way to know the future is to not know the future. Looking ass. Oh my goodness, man. Let's see. Wally said, "Oh dang, we should Wally, man. Don't make me call you right now, Wally." Have to call Wally and get some insights.
What's Wally been up to?
Trying to easily navigating reality, laughing at everything. Laughing at everything like the Buddha or somebody. What's the name? I'm gonna see if I can pull him. Wait, where's my speaker at? Let me my speaker. Oh, I didn't put all my stuff up. Damn. Cause this phone is so dang. Oh, there it go right there. Booyah. Okay, I got it. He said, interesting how the phone call that you were going to give Wally about the memory facility scene of Blade Runner 2020 never happened because Jay-Z came exactly at that moment. Jay-Z?
Smartphone connected. Disconnected. To connect the Jabra, speak 510. Go to the Bluetooth
Hold on,
menu.
cause I got a whole nother number, Wally. I gotta shoot you my number too, Ozo. I'm gonna shoot you the number. Let me see. First.
I bet you Wally be going to all types of places, huh?
Man. I'm about to call Wally and listen to Wally for a while, see what he talking about.
Smartphone connected.
He says Jay-Z, the Jay-Z interference, huh?
Ooh, what, man? Go lay your ass down, man. Jay-Z, what, man?
I don't know, man. You know they own Jay-Z right now.
They on pedophilia every time because motherfuckers is on it, so they ain't nothing to talk about.
He said they own it all the time.
Shit, goddamn. Don't make no sense to want no girl that got no shape to her body, like she got nothing. Like, get out of here, man. Like a young little girl that's not even developed.
But you know, I never could understand that. Like, even when they was like certain movies, and then they'll have a girl in there, and the girl like be the main character, but she has short cut hair. She looked like a little boy or something. Like, I never did understand that until now. Holy weird.
I mean, everybody's the main character. I'm just saying that when a chick ain't got no shape to her, like she not grown, like there's no like what is wrong with dudes, man? Like, you know what I mean?
No, that is not King Rael.
It's been a long time since he came here.
Man, what's up, King Rael? Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a midget. You ain't even took no dives. Let me see. I'm supposed to call Wally real fast.
My phone died before it died, so when it died, it didn't really die.
But
now it has eternal life. But it was Walking Dead, aka Eternal.
Uh-oh.
But that means we're not really predicting the future. We're attempting to predict it, which means we're all having our hand in creating it together. What if we all predicted the same future?
Hello?
What's up? What's up with it, Wally?
What I was referring to was if you go back to that show when I text that in capital letters, you remember about the memory facility.
Yeah.
At the same time that I was dropping that bomb, somebody walked into your studio and came up with the JC news to you. That interference disconnected the whole bomb that I have for your audience, but miraculously, one of the guys of your audience noticed what happened, and he texted that in your show, and his name is Conductor 4A something.
Yeah.
He said Agent Smith don't want Wally to say what he was gonna say, so he brought the JC interference, which destroyed your entire show, and made it impossible for you to call me. You didn't even notice that.
I did. I remember
you didn't even notice that. I was laughing in my house. I was laughing in my house, saying like, I can't believe how blind these guys are that they didn't notice that. Because you were supposed to call me and forget about whoever the hell was telling you the JC story. That's the NPC world right there.
I remember because we went straight into the Jay-Z story.
So exactly, and then you never call me, and I'm laughing, and every minute that went by, I kept laughing. I was like, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. I can't even react to this. Because this is the AI defense mechanism, and then they have to notice that themselves, and they didn't. And then your whole show collapsed, because then all of a sudden, you came up with the other phone story, and I'm laughing. I said, now he got another phone. And then another number. He could have just kept his same number. Now he created another identity. And then he doesn't even know that. And I'm going like, I don't even know what to do with this Booker guy. You know, and it's hilarious, man. And you have to see that. You could just replay that same episode again and see, and then notice the comment that one of you guys in the audience actually was the only person that saw that.
I remember it. I remember it clearly because we went off and we started talking about something totally different. Jay-Z.
Yeah, but these are the patterns that you have supposed to spot at those levels, because you do a lot of psychedelics, and then I don't even understand, because I was like, he does psychedelics so often that he's literally abusing power, and then this is backfiring on him. And then every time I'm trying to drop a bomb in there, the NPC, the artificial intelligence, is creating a defense mechanism, and it's making everything impossible for him to connect with me. And I'm going like, and then I got to deal with this shit in here like nothing. I'm going like, wow, I can't believe I can't even move. Because he has to figure that out himself there.
I'll just be going with the flow sometimes.
Yeah, with the flow, that was the NPC. I'm coming with interstellar information that supersedes everything in here. That's what this here is about, the preservation of the units. This is not about the software that is inside the unit, believing that it's alive and that things are happening to him or her. That's the dream.
But wouldn't that be a dream too? It's all a dream.
Yeah, but there's different levels. Everything here is about energy, the capacity necessary for anything to get done. That's what energy is. Energy is not what the dictionary's definitions give you here.
Yeah, Booker.
That's what they want you to believe, so you lose yourself in there. There you are in another loop. You got to understand that the word energy is a word. That's all it is. The way energy is seen by the eyes of the bodies, that's the real story.
So what was you trying to yesterday? What was
I wanted your audience to experience that particular specific scene in Blade Runner 49 when he goes to the memory facility, because this is what's happening in here. in that scene alone should be a direct hit to whatever unit is open to that type of information, which is what's happening in here. Everybody's in limbo, believing that this is a real life in here.
I'm gonna be right back, y'all. I'm about to let him spit for a minute. Yeah, that I remember when he went in there on both of them, where he went and when he woke up in the facility, he thought that he was a.
He didn't wake up. He didn't wake up in the facility. He didn't wake up in the facility. He went and met the architect that creates the memories that people believe are real freaking things happening to people here. That's the message in that movie. And when he snaps, that's the way everybody's supposed to snap when they realize that their life never happened in here, that they never have done anything in here, that it's just the bodies doing things in here. And then worse than that is when he walks out of the facility and he sees the snow falling on his hand. That's not happening to him. It's snow falling on the hand of a body.
We was just talking about that too, talking about dreams.
You know, and then I'm going over here. I'm going like, I don't believe this, man. I mean, this guy. I mean, I don't even need psychedelics, but these guys are like jumping from psychedelics to other psychedelics, and then they're not taking the necessary lapses of time, because every time you take psychedelic, you gotta take 72 hours from one to the other. You just don't take DMT and then take DMT again. You need 72 hours to recover from one psychedelic trip to another one. That's the only way that works properly.
Why you need
and everybody knows that here.
Why you need 72 hours?
Because the bodies need to recover from that. The body is not you. You is the freaking thing inside believing that you're the body.
So
everybody knows that. Everybody knows that, but unconsciously they refuse to freaking reinforce it, and they go back again. And what happens is that's their personal ego wanting to know more. The personal ego is one system. The real ego is another system. The real ego is what's looking at things right now. The personal ego is the one that believes that it's looking at things. It's two different vibrations, two different systems.
Somebody said you gotta wait that long because you have to come back to home base or you can get lost.
No, the reason you have to wait 72 hours is so the body recovers. The machine has to recover from the hit that it has gotten. Because the software inside of it, what you believe you are, is challenged in every single freaking possible aspect that he thought he was alive here and that things were happening to him or her. Because that's what's supposed to happen. So when he snaps in the thing, in that facility, is because she started telling him that, you know, you thought you were human, you were never human. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You were a replica. You were a replica. You've been a replica your whole life. A replica is an artificial you here. You see, everything here is bullshit. Everything. Everything is bullshit, but there's real bullshit and there's artificial bullshit. That's a big difference there.
And then how do you not mix those two up though?
What happens is that unfortunately when you begin to abuse psychedelics, what you're doing is reinforcing the artificial bullshit and believing that you are one thing and the psychedelic trip is another thing that is happening to you. That's the artificial trip. The real trip is seeing that something is watching the body tripping. That's the real trip. And then when you look for yourself, you don't see anything but dynamic invisibility. That's what you really are. You want to put yourself into a story here. Meaning that you're invisible.
You're trying to make it seem like, you're trying to always make it seem like you exist though.
That's the dream. So that's the loops. You know, you start going in loops in here, because that happened to me here for 3 years till I realized there's no such a thing as 3 years. And that wasn't even me that realized that. You know?
But though, do you think that's like a thing that we do? Like we get trapped in the illusion of life?
Yeah, when you begin to do psychedelics, that's what happens. You know that because when I had my first psychedelic experience was with psilocybin, and my entire reality was shattered. My entire reality was shattered, and then the voices were telling me this is nothing. The problem is going to be when you go back to that body again. That's going to be the problem. And I didn't know it at that time till I got in there. And then I remember, holy shit. Oh, man, because you're coming back in here, then you realize you're God. And then it's not even you. It's the way the body by itself, without any identification, is godly activity here. Okay?
Okay. So the little theory that they say is, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment,
exactly.
chop wood,
What
carry
that means,
water.
exactly what that means is humbleness. That's what that means. You need to be humble because now you know everything, and nobody wants everything. Believe it, because that's where I am right now here, as whatever the hell I am. I have everything in here. I have no problems because I have no problems, and that's the biggest problem there is, to have no problems.
Look, Robin said something good. He said, "You are not God. God is you." That's the point.
There's neither of them is real. Godly activity is the only thing that is real. Godly activity it's like life. Life is, nobody's living life in here. Life is just happening. If you think you're living life, then you're dreaming again. But something else watches that life is really happening by itself. Everything here is happening by randomness. The second you believe that you have control over anything in here, you're just back in the loop. It doesn't matter. This information here is axiomatic. Do you know what an axiom is?
When are you actually outside the loop?
When something happens the body becomes more calm, it doesn't react anymore, it responds to things. And then when you got to understand, it's a stimulus and a response. It's not a stimulus and a reaction.
Wait, what?
A stimulus response, not a stimulus reaction. A reaction is what the NPCs are doing in here. The NPCs are reacting to other reactions, to the reactions of other NPCs.
Like
the
reflections.
Exactly. The body responds to things. A response is a deeper way to harness the capacity necessary for anything to get done here, which is the true definition of energy.
And where do you get your responses usually from?
I began to notice when after I had my first psilocybin trip here, I began to notice that things that I was very anxious about, I wasn't anxious about them anymore. Now I was just observing them, and then I wasn't even observing. It was the body in the story observing. And then I was like, what the hell is going on? Why? Because I used to be a competitive poker player. I was a competitive chess player. I was a competitive bodybuilder here. And all of a sudden, all these things were like, this shit don't mean shit now. Because I began to notice, I was a womanizer. I used to chase women like I've never seen them before. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing how there were nothing but billions of problems happening that I didn't need. And the same thing in reverse. If I was a female, it would have been on men. So, and then I started seeing that whatever the hell is in here has calmed the crap out of the story here. Because I was like, every time anxious, and it's because the me lives in time. You see? The body doesn't live in time. The body doesn't even know what time is. That's why it doesn't age. That's why I look this way. And I'm 72 years old. Good night. Yeah. That's why I look this way. Thank you.
Don't the body always have like these crazy urges that it actually go after?
Do you know that I have never been sick neither?
Nobody could hold anything, not even that.
Do you know that?
You haven't been sick in a minute.
I have never been sick in my life. I don't even know what a headache is like. Do you know why? Because the body is now doing this in here. The body doesn't know time. The body doesn't live in time. First of all, tomorrow never comes. So stop waiting for tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
Tomorrow is always promising to come and it never shows up. It's just the same thing you're looking at every freaking time in the story. That's tomorrow. And then that's yesterday too. Come on, come on. Seriously, man. Come on, man. Give me a break, man. There is not even now. Not even the present time exists. It's just what happens.
I said I'm only 56. Dang.
I'm 70. I'm 72, and I look like I'm 35, man. When I can't even talk to people because they get angry. They think I'm cheating, and they're right because I'm cheating. I'm not even in the user mode. I'm what looks at the user mode interact with the NPC mode here.
You been in New York your whole life, Wally?
I've been all over the world, man. I just chose New York to challenge myself. You see, when you got no problems, that's the biggest problem there is.
Wow.
You know, I am so bored in here that sometimes I have to push people on purpose just to fight them.
you gotta start fights.
Yeah, I do it on purpose, and they don't want to mess with me because I'm like very muscular, and then they know I'm at 72, so I'm like, how the hell is this guy so big, and he looks like he's 35, and then he said that he you know. And another thing, I don't eat every day neither. The body doesn't need to eat every day. Like you think you have to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all that crap. The body lives a very calm life. That's what I began to notice. The body doesn't worry about anything here because it's everything at the same time.
The body is What? Okay, if the body is already everything and you are everything, what is there actually to gain then, Wally?
Nothing, and that's the entertainment. There is no purpose to anything here. There is no value to anything. There are no goals. Forget about the goal. In the story, focus on the journey. That's where the body is in the story, in the journey. The body is not worrying about how the outcome of things is going to be. Why? Because he already has the outcome.
No, you got to explain that. You can't just say that and not explain it. What you mean the body already has the outcome? Is it because many body has already went through it already and seen it, so we already know?
The bodies in the story can predict their own future. They can't do nothing about the future of the other unit, especially if they believe they are alive in here. So you have to respect those realities. You know, that's the biggest problem I have in whatever the hell is going on in here right now. My biggest problem is when I leave my apartment and I have to go from base 2 to base 3, which is what I call, which is the world, where when you're outside, when the body goes to work, when the body goes to the gym, when the body goes to play poker or whatever the hell, because I used to be a poker player, I used to be a chess player, I used to gamble, I was a gambler, and all of a sudden all that stopped. And I'm going like, it doesn't mean that it has to stop forever, but the body doesn't gamble like the ego, personal ego inside of it gambles, because the personal ego is a compulsion. In the system, it's compulsive. It's never satisfied. You see?
But that's the thing, right? I was thinking about that. I was like, cause I don't do that no more either. I used to go to the casino a lot. I ain't been to the casino in years.
And if you want to test this, look. I remember when I bought me I have a state-of-the-art apartment. I live in the east side of Manhattan and in the west side of Manhattan at the same time. I have 2 apartments in Manhattan. And then I remember when I equipped my place with the state-of-the-art technologies and stuff like that. I spent like $5,000, almost $6,000 whatever virtual reality things we have now that that you could talk to it and it's like voice commanded. And I remember after I bought all that, when I came to the house and I began to install it, that I felt like something was missing. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? We just spent $6,000 in here on this, and you want more?
The body.
No, the body wasn't. That wasn't the body.
Then what was it?
That was the personal ego inside of it, the system. The body was very comfortable the way it was. It didn't even need the state-of-the-art stuff in there. So it compromises its frequency to go down into the personal ego to make peace with it. And then the personal ego spends $6,200 on state of to equip the apartment like it's a fortress with technology. And then the second I install everything, I realized that I wanted something more. And I'm like, we just spent $6,000 here.
Okay, look. Let me ask this question because Robin said, he said, we are not the body, we are not the mind. Okay, how do you act in a
We are nothing. We are nothing here. We're not the body, we're not the mind, we're not the environment, but something is watching. Leave it alone.
Yeah, something is watching. Because I was gonna ask, I was like, how do you do that? How do you act as if the body or the mind, as if you not existing?
Well, it began this way. I realized that, there is something in here that is watching everything, right? Whatever that is, never dies, which is the reason the body is so peaceful in here and it has never been sick. It doesn't age the way the other bodies age. It doesn't even give a crap about anything. There could be a World War III or 4 or 5 in here and the body will be playing ping pong and eating bananas at home. Like nothing. You see? It doesn't rely on the opinions of others in the news and all that. Right now with the UAP phenomena here happening in New York City and happening in New Jersey and all over the world, the body can't wait for the aliens to come in here already. Because this world, under the command of the NPCs are going to get upgraded. That's what's going to happen. Everybody has to prepare here for the unimaginable. Do you know what the unimaginable is going to be? The other door, dude. The other door. The other door. Thank you.
The other door.
Yeah, I'm talking to one of the NPCs, man. The people that work over here. They're ridiculous. It's like one of the doors says clearly that it can be open, and the other door says push, and then they you see, that's how asleep they are, and I have to redirect them. That's my job in here.
Okay, so answer me this though, Wally. So from the times that you dove in on the psychedelics, like what was what do you think was the strongest and the best one for you?
When I almost died on DXM, it was the same. It was at the same level of the 57 grams, to put it clearly to you. With the shrooms, it was the same level. The thing is that in the 57 grams, I really wanted to die. I really wanted to get out of here, but they kept telling me the body is the one in the story. You don't exist, so you can't die or not die or be born or not born. What are you talking about? Hello? And I was like, fuck. Damn, man. And then when I almost killed the body on DXM, when I'm about to call 911 because I was running out of air. I overdosed myself with DXM, and then all of a sudden I'm in the shower. All of a sudden.
No, go ahead, Wally.
All of a sudden I'm in the shower, letting cold water fall on the heart of the body, and I have the phone in my hand, and I'm about to dial 911 because I thought I was gonna die, and then the body throws the phone to the living room. Dang. When I'm about to call 911, and then right there something picked it up. I said, "What was that about?" And it was like the body knows exactly what to do. Leave it alone. And the body resuscitated itself because I had no clue that I had to go to my shower and put the water on my heart for 30, 45 minutes and flood my apartment. I didn't know that. I have to admit that. And that's when I realized this thing inside the body, oh my goodness. And and this is when I began to realize that now my ego went from personal ego into personal superego. So I had to kill both of those ideas to let the ego work by itself. And then a realization or a revelation came on, and that's what was looking at things. And when I saw that, I said, like, holy crap. So, wow. So it's a lot of levels in here, and then the higher you go, the less there is of you down here as a good night, guys. The less there is of you here at personal levels. And, I began to respect that authority. I began to follow that because then I began to see how everything was easier and easier and easier and easier and easier in reference of the body doing things in here. The body finds the shortcut. I have shortcuts in here that I cannot even explain to people about everything. Everything in the story has a shortcut. You see?
Yeah.
All right. First of all, everywhere that you think you're going in the world is a walking distance. Okay? Everywhere.
Even Hawaii.
Everywhere. Yeah, you walk in distance. You walk to an airport. You walk inside a plane. The plane flies. Then when the plane lands, then you walk out of the plane. Then you're in Hawaii. And that's not even you. That's the body that is in Hawaii. And then when you're in Hawaii, New York doesn't exist anymore. You see?
Yeah.
And then when you're in New York, none of the other countries exist anymore. You get it?
Yeah, just the place where you at exists. And then it's like
Exactly. Do you ever when you tell me something? I'm going to ask you a very nice question. Do you see California?
No.
Do you see San Diego?
No.
Well, you believe you're there, do you?
Yeah.
Do you get it now? Do you get it now? Do you get it now?
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, so why do you believe you're in San Diego? Because every time you wake up, which you never do, everybody say good morning, and then when you go outside, oh, San Diego, the breaking news in San Diego, and this is it. That's how you lose your ass in here.
Damn.
There you go. That's the message right there, clean and straight. It's horrible. Nobody wants to hear this shit in here.
Now that underlying truth, nobody wants to hear.
Nobody wants, and this is an axiom. It's a universal system. It doesn't require judgment. I'm telling you, man. This is why I don't even talk to people anymore. I can't. I don't need to talk to people. I could read their freaking programs. You want to translate that into personal levels? You read other people's mind. I don't want to be there.
Yeah, you can actually just from
I let the body
you can see they program and tell who they are.
Yeah, no, I let the body read the other bodies. I don't want to read people's mind.
Yeah.
It's disturbing. I can't have all the fun. They're not having any fun. I'm having all the fun. Do you know why I'm having all the fun?
Why?
Because they're not having any fun.
Yeah, you able to join the Discord chat? Because I'm not on Discord right now. As you can see, I got Wally on the phone. But I'm going to open the Discord back up. Because once Wally get finished, I'm going to open it back up.
Who are you talking to, man?
Oh, I'm talking to YouTube. D Carbs on YouTube. He said he had his report. He said he had a full ego death. And what is an ego death?
An ego death is when the trips in the psychedelics are successful. When you all your identities die.
Yeah.
That's the ego death. When every single identity in the body dies and the body takes over. The body becomes alive here for the first time.
Yeah.
And when he becomes alive here for the first time, then he begins to manipulate everything. Time, everything just gets manipulated in here by the body. Because the body is time. The body is what it's looking at. The body is the trees. The body is the sky. The body is everything. The body is the storm that's going to come to wherever you are before it comes. Okay? You are the one that thinks things are happening to you. That's the That's the interference right there.
But but when you think of on the scale of that's happening, that's kind of huge though, because if everybody's doing that,
That's horrifying, man. When you get at the level that this thing is in here, I'm always on pins and needles in here, and then there is no problems anywhere. And then that's the joke right there. That's the joke right there.
Hey, Ripple Force said, you ain't talking to anyone. They don't exist.
Look, everybody that you think you're looking at in the story is projected from the inside of the body. It's a projection. It's a projection. No, there is nobody here alive. Believing that is reinforcing what your parents told you, what the educational system told you on top of your parents telling you that, what science tells you, until you stumble upon the highest level of the hierarchy, which is magic. And then when you realize, Jesus Christ, magic is everything.
Everything is magic.
You are the car that you're driving. You are the destination that you are heading to. You are all that before you are you. Before the destination comes to you, before you get into the car, all that is the body as one unit. The body is everything together. Whatever you think you're looking at, the stars, the galaxies, all that stuff is inside the body, man. This is why the NPCs are never going to do anything in here successfully.
What is considered being successful in the reality?
To master failures.
Oh,
now you got it, right?
Yeah.
Something, at least I hope something heard that shit there. Because, you know.
Okay. Dad, he said invitation sent. Yeah, man, you're gonna have to hit me up on Discord, Robin. Cause that'll be a dope ass get together in Mexico. I ain't far from Mexico. I'm by Tijuana.
In other words, imagine that you are in a party and all of a sudden you're the only person that wasn't invited, but you're there. That's the way it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the only one in the party that wasn't invited, but you believe you were. That's the dream.
So you have to make yourself known.
No, the body does that. The body's the one that dances. The body's the one that dances, that goes out with the female, that gets drunk. The body's the one that does that. To believe that you are the one that is doing that, that is the interference. That is the lower realm, a lower frequency. It doesn't vibrate that hard. It doesn't make you hallucinate. When you're at the body's always hallucinating here. This is why I don't need to take psychedelics anymore. The reason I take psychedelics anymore, the reason I take psychedelics sometimes is because the body gets really bored here with the other NPCs. So the body gets bored and he wants to go back home again. And then when he's there, it's a lot of fun. And then he comes back again. Oh, Jesus, we're here again.
Exactly.
And blah, 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 blah.
Why is that, though? I'll be the same way. I'll be like, you know. When life get real crazy, I'll dive in. But it's like, I didn't see a lot of that.
It's boring. The boringest thing in the story is knowing how everything is going to happen. That's the boringest thing. And this is what I'm dealing with in here, as whatever the hell I am in here. I know exactly what's going to happen 1 second after. I know exactly what's going to happen a minute from now, 2 minutes from now, 3 minutes from now. And that becomes very boring, you know?
He said the Long Beach Southside Crips. Long Beach Southside Crips. Wait, what? Yeah, but Wally, I'm gonna have to hit you next time, Wally, because I got them in Discord trying to share their experience now.
No, go ahead, guys. Keep it, have fun in there. Yeah,
when you be free, Wally, all you gotta do is text me and be like, okay, let's go. Cause we be ready to I'll be ready to record you all the time. Like when you free.
That's your new number now, right?
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, Wally.
I keep watching from Star Systems. I keep watching from the. I keep watching from. I keep watching from Alcyone. That's where I am right now.
All right, Wally.
All right.
Yeah, that was Wally Sotto. Now we to go up in here and listen to Dave's. I think it was Dave. It had to be Dave. Wait, let me turn on my headphones. Make sure my headphones is on so I can hear. You do not exist. Man, that's one message it's hard to get to people and make people understand is that you don't exist. You can't just tell everybody that because everybody's gonna be they get lost. It'd be like,
but that's the thing is he's saying he don't exist to someone else. He's telling them they only exist. It's like, where does this stuff begin? Where did it end? It's crazy, bro. You could be like, watch. You could be like,
it's
this person's an NPC. You can say anything you want to him. And then you just say some crazy shit and you leave. But then they're thinking, oh, this NPC just came up. One of them GTA ones.
yeah, that shit is crazy. But wait, what's his name? Let's see. It said he was gonna come in. I thought it was Dave. I thought it was Dave coming in to tell us about, or was it
Dave is
Robert?
here.
Yeah, I see Dave is here. But just talking about he had a ego death on the shrooms. You don't know someone, they don't exist to you. Man, even when you bro, XW, even when you know somebody, they still don't exist to you
They
if
don't
you think
exist.
about it.
But I'm
Because
gonna go so far. I'm gonna go so far as to say that even if you don't know them, everything exists too. Though that's the other thing.
yeah, that's the other thing. But it's like the aspect of them that you know that you made up is not
Yeah.
literally them. That's
It's
your
not even
version of
close.
them.
And if we see how much of like what we call truth and reality is kind of like statistics. It's a gross simplification from a bunch of data charts. We like made a really simple version.
Hey,
of them.
yeah,
They're
a
like
real
complex
simple
organism.
version. A real
Emotional.
simple version. He's cool. That's the simple version. He's cool. He's not. He's cool. He's not.
Like, that's a bad person. That's just one small part.
Yeah, but what? Hey, Dave, wasn't that you on the YouTube saying you was telling us about your ego death?
Yeah, hi, how you doing? You been all right?
Oh
been
yeah,
good?
you know I've been good, man. I'm while you get into the story, I'm about to make me some coffee while I listen to this one.
Yeah, I had, like that meme where it says, "This is when you know you effed up." That's what I went through the other day with the shrooms because I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, because I took. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you clearly.
Yeah,
But Theo,
yeah.
you
So
think that is crazy that when we had these wild experiences, we actually laugh at the shit?
yeah, but
That's all
but
you
I
can.
was
I think it's
laughing.
like that. It's kind of like once you get
Okay.
back as an organism, like some people say it's nervous laughter or a joke. It's like so much reality and energy is inside of you. The only way to get it out is to laugh it out. But somehow laughing gives back to you too.
Yeah, it's true.
You've got to
But
pulsate that energy out somehow.
but yeah, let me start the trip.
But
So
yeah,
what happened is how it started, yeah, is that my friend came to my house and I grew some exotic mushrooms. They're called Pancan TTBVI. And they meant to be like the second strongest mushroom after the Azarensis. So I've had it for a while and I was like, I'm gonna try it. And like the mushroom, it's like really thin needle type of mushrooms when it's growing.
Oh, they
So I
skinny.
had it, yeah, they're really skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've took, yeah, like 5 gram a eight. I've took like high doses of PE of really strong mushrooms. And I only took 1.4 of the TTBVI, and I couldn't believe how strong it was. Like with that type of mushroom, because I've ordered that as a rentis. With that type of mushroom, I don't know if you've tried that a pan can before,
Nuh-uh,
but
no,
it's
I ain't tried those
nothing
things.
like a cube. Say that again.
I say I haven't tried that before. Tried those, not that I recall.
The pan cans, yeah, the pan cans they say like is really similar. Like there's three ones what are similar. It's the pan cayenne, the azarensis, and the subtropicana. No, subtropicana. Yeah, there's three different ones what are super strong. But like when I first was growing it, I looked on the chart, tried to find like the dosage of what to take. And like I saw some guy, he's called Psycho Vibe, and he was saying to take about 0.5. But I was like, I'm a true king in the mushroom realm, so I'm gonna take 1.5. Like, I'm gonna take 1.5. So how it started is I'm 6 foot. Say that again. 1.5. I'm telling you, even if you've took like 5 grams, 6 gram of ape, it's got nothing on 1.5 of this mushroom. Nothing. Yeah, like I didn't expect it because I take high doses. So I was thinking, let me take 1.5 and it will be just like a little trip I could have with
Yeah.
my friend. You get what I'm
Yeah, because
saying?
you're going to be like,
So
1.5 ain't nothing. Like, 0.5
yeah,
ain't shit. 1.5 ain't nothing. But you know what? We was talking about this a
no.
long time ago. Remember last time you came? Sometimes some mushrooms you can take a 1.5 and it'll hit like 5 grams. And
Yeah.
it can be a weak strand
Yeah.
sometimes.
And do you know what the thing is? What made me underestimate this mushroom? Yeah, is the
Yeah.
fact of when I
It's
pull
not
it
much
in
for
the
yourself.
lemon, when I put it in the lemon tech, it had no blue, zero blue. Because you know, like with the why the pan cans are so strong, you know, when you get the cubensis and you cross it, no, when you get the cubensis and you pull it into the lemon, like the cubensis has psilocybin, what needs to be transferred into psilocin. So like when you put the lemon in it, it does a chemical process what turns the psilocybin, what is like the active compound of it into psilocin, and psilocin is what our body transfers the psilocybin um to it changes the psilocybin into psilocin so we could have a trip. So like with the pan cans and the azarensis, it's pure psilocin. So
Damn.
you don't. As soon as you take that, it kicks in. Like
Yeah,
so
instantly.
like me and my friends cooking the food. So like I make like a 1.5 for myself, and my friend was meant to try some Yeti. So I was like, but like she only had about like 2.5 hours before she had to leave. So I said to her, like, can you don't take the Yeti? I'm just gonna take the mushrooms and then we're gonna eat and then you could go. So I've took the mushrooms. I took the mushrooms and then I'm started to eat the food literally 5 minutes later. So I'm eating the food and then I looked at my friend and then I looked at the TV and I looked at my food and I realized I couldn't focus on all of them at the same time. I couldn't watch the TV, listen to my friend and eat my food at the same time. And I was like, ah. I said to my friend, this is different. This is really
Wow.
different. I was like, this is different. And then like I came in, I walked into my kitchen and I looked outside and like outside was a normal color. Like it was just starting to for the sun to set. Outside was like you know when it's got all the blues and the reds and the purples in the sky.
Yeah.
So I've looked outside, and then as I've looked outside, the sky instantly, everything outside just turned grey. Instantly, like a switch, like boom. And I was like, yo, I said to her, listen, yeah, I know you was gonna go, yeah, but I need you to stay. Like usually I never ask someone to stay with me for the shrooms. I was
Yeah.
like, listen, I need you to stay with me. This thing, do you know that meme when someone says this is when he knows he effed up?
Yeah,
I
this
said,
is what.
that's what I'm going through right now. Like, you get what I'm saying? So
That you know you done fucked up, don't you?
Real shit, bro.
that's what I said to my friend so she could understand the severity of what happened. Because I'm expecting a microchip. I knew it was gonna be strong, but I didn't know it was gonna be like that. And like I've ordered some Azarensis. Like they say that Azarensis is twice as strong as that. So even someone what I was talking to in a group, they were telling me that the Azarensis they only need to take like point 0.3 and it will blast them off.
Yeah,
So I
it'll
was
send
like,
them.
wow. Yeah. So like as I've looked outside and I've seen it turn grey, I've come into my kitchen and I'm standing there and I'm saying to my I get onto one knee like I'm getting knighted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on one knee now.
What
And
the
the
fuck?
spirit world's ready to knight me now. So I'm on one knee and I said to my friend, oh, I can't believe how strong this is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because you know, like when you're watching a TV, like the old school TVs, and like when you turn it on, it has that wavy effect.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah. I know. I
That
know
was
exactly.
happening. That was happening to my body, and the whole reality was going. And I was like, ah. So I got to my front room door, yeah, and I started crawling. This is where the trip
What the
report
fuck? That's
starts.
fucking crazy.
Like, I started crawling on the floor, yeah. As I'm crawling on the floor to get to the sofa, I can't see nothing. I'm in complete blackness. My lights are on. Everything's on. In that room. So the room's a bright room.
Yeah.
Got the lights on, everything. So I'm in complete blackness, floating in the middle of nowhere as I'm crawling. And I'm like, ah. So I get to the sofa and I'm sitting down, and then I got on some spiritual music of some guy where he plays an instrument and some woman sings. So I'm watching that, and then I see the woman. She started to sing, and she was moving her hands, and then I saw, because usually I wanted to explain something. Even when I've took like 5 gram of ape, it's made this reality like change a bit and things like that. But I've never had where everything was changing with my eyes open or they was closed. It did not matter. Do you get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what made it scary. Because I always thought to myself, like, I always take high doses and just lay down and close my eyes. And I was like, I'm a king at this. I didn't know there was a level above that.
Because you was, when you think about it, right, you had in your mind that you was already about to start, you know, it wasn't going to be that strong.
Yeah.
You already had that in your mind. So just think when it kicked in, you probably was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Hold on. Am I crawling?
Yeah, so as I got to the sofa now, I'm crawling and I'm in a complete black darkness. And then I looked to the side, yeah, to where my door should have been. And I saw my friend walk into the living room, but like she looked completely normal in the blackness. And then she came up to me and I said to her, listen, like, I'm about to fade out of existence in a minute. Like I physically can't stay here, and I'm just gonna allow what's gonna happen to happen.
Yeah.
So like as I've said that, I said, can you sit next to me? And like so like it felt like, so as I pulled to the sofa and all of that, it felt like it's been about
Dark room.
about 2 hours by now. So as she's got to the sofa, she said to me, I said to her, how long has it been? And she was like, it's only been 10 minutes since we ate the
Oh
food.
wow!
No!
I was like,
No!
I got 6 hours to go still.
Yeah, I was trying that, but I weren't scared. Yeah, so I'm sitting on the sofa and I'm looking at the TV, and you know them elves, whatever they're called, the elves,
Yeah, the machine. They call
them
them the
elf
machine
beings.
elves or something.
Yeah, like it looked like BFG. The beings looked a bit like BFG. Yeah,
Wait, what's
so
BFG?
like they were, you know, the big friend giant, the
Oh
cartoon.
yeah,
The
okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah, they look. Yeah,
Keep going.
they look just like the BFG, and they started jumping out of the woman's mouth as she was singing. And then like everything, like I've had like geometry before, but this was like, you know, like when you run your hand above the top of the ocean,
Yeah.
at the top of the water, and it makes, and the sun shining through it, and you get all of them ripples and them different geometry shapes. It was like that, but everything was
Ripple
like that,
voice.
you know, in a super rainbow form. I couldn't tell what the sulfur
Like
was.
it was
I
kind of
couldn't.
rippled out, like in between the lines, almost like if you're looking at a TV screen the wrong direction, you can see all the lines are like skewed.
Yeah,
Rippled.
it was, but you know how cubensis is sharp, yeah? Like when you take ape and that, you get sharp geometry. It's
Yeah.
like very sharp. This
It's deep.
nothing was sharp. Everything flowed into it. It's nothing like cubensis. Everything flowed into each other like a liquid form. Cubensis is sharp. This was more like uh this was more fluent and watery. So I saw the elves, yeah, jumping out the TV, and then this is like as I was starting to fade out. So I looked at them, and then I was like, no, man, why am I here? Like, why am I here
Wow.
with these elf beings? I said, I really died. I went to the elf realm. So I saw the elves jumping. So I turned around and then I closed my eyes. As I closed my eyes, I started to see loads of the gestures. And they were all at this petrol station and they was trying to show me this hot dog thing. And I was like, listen, I ain't got time to play no games with you lot today. Get out my way. As I said that, they just all moved out the way. And then I, yeah, they all moved out the way, and then I was sitting on my sofa, and like, what is it? So all of that bit was happened now. It's only like the first half an hour. So as I get up here, it's starting to get stronger and stronger. So I'm there. I said to my friend, "Get me the bucket." Get me the bucket. So I'm trying to throw up I'm trying to get it out. I said to my friend, how can I be
Give
sick?
me the
How
bucket.
can I be sick? Yeah. And my friend was like, you ate the mushrooms before you had the food, you fool. And I was like, oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Trying to throw up here to
That
get
bucket
this
dude
out.
right there.
Yeah. So it was already too late. And then like, I saw all the gestures, yeah, and then I said to them, like, can you move out the way? I ain't got time to play no games today. And like each part, and then as I said that, everything, I opened my eyes and everything in my room turned into the Hindu realm. I could see
Oh
all these
wait.
statues, I could see all gold, I could see diamonds on the wall,
It's
I
that
could
rookie
see
mode.
Ganesha sitting there, he was smiling, and like all of that was going on. And then
You seen? Oh,
the
so you
next
seen?
minute,
So you seen Ganesh?
yeah, I've seen Ganesha about 4 times.
That's fucking
Like
crazy.
yeah, I saw Ganesha sitting there in HD, in a HD temple with all diamonds. My whole room turned into a temple.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in there and I'm just looking at Ganesha and he's just smiling. So I was like, oh, all right then. So like as that happened, I got up and then I was like, let me drink some water. So I'm drinking loads of water. And then like as I'm drinking the water, you know, like the robot, like the robots from like the 1960s, what you saw on the TV, and they're really square
Yeah.
with the square arms. I saw hundreds of them around me going, nyang, 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 nyang. And I was like,
What
why
the
is there
hell?
robots? I didn't understand it. So I was like,
Yeah,
why is
that's
there
not
robots?
horrifying.
So like I went and sat down and then my whole room turned into the the what's it called? The Egyptian realm. I saw like all the Egyptian deities. I saw them all standing. I saw them living their lives. So at this point, when I saw the Egyptian deities, I started to fully fade out. So I started to leave my body at this point, and I was
Yeah.
like, and then like as I'm leaving my body, I heard some beings say, "Oh, look at you now! Like, look at you, you're dead." And I looked back at my body, and I could see myself laying at the sofa. And I said to the being, "Listen, I only have one request." And the being was like, "What?" And I said, "Can you make sure that cubensis mushrooms grow out my body?" The being started laughing so hard that it found its
You got his ass. You got it. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
You
Yeah, I
got
was
his ass.
I said I want some cubensis grow out my body. So what is
somebody
it?
can eat
Yeah.
'em.
Yeah, someone like they would be the highest level mushrooms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when did when did you feel the ego death?
This is the point where I felt the ego death when I started to see all the Hindu entities and they were like living like lives like how we live lives, but it was different. So this is when I started to when I had the ego death is when the being said to me, "Oh, look, you're dead now," and I looked at my body, that was the beginning of the ego death. So, like,
Yeah,
I
makes
looked at my
sense.
body and it was like, "Oh, you're dead now," and I was like, "Yeah, can you make sure my body goes like has like the cubensis mushroom?" So I started going off into this into this realm of light. Yeah, so the realm was light at first, and then it started to get really dark. So when I got there, I've took like 6.5. I had the full ego death, not ego death. Like I left my body and I encountered God. So this time, when I'm leaving my body,
Dang, you went out. Thanks, Robin. He said, "Damn, wow, man." Robin said, "Damn." He said, "Y'all are like a bunch of rainbow family weirdos smoking weed in the woods, man. I'm glad I found this place." Pass the ball. I don't know what happened, Dave. You went out.
Yeah, we lost you.
Yeah. Hey, I
Also on
always,
that live on bread alone, but this is some killer bread. Dave's killer bread.
yeah, Dave's killer bread. That's crazy when you see the gestures on the mushrooms, though. That don't like trip you out. Like how? I'll be like, how? Like you go so deep, you see the gestures on mushrooms.
Like really, for me, my first time taking mushrooms, or my first time breaking through, was on mushrooms. And when I got there, the first thing I saw after an hour and a half in the dark, they just faded in. I said, "Oh wow, this must be the jesters." That's what my mind said, because they looked like a kind of like in Soul. They're a 3D outline, almost like they're fluorescent light bulbs of all different colors, and they're just faces. They look like jesters.
Yeah,
And they
like
said,
jesters.
I said, "Where am I?" I said, "Where am I?" And in my head, I don't know if I said it out loud or in my head, they said, "I'm right here." They obviously had a sense of humor, referencing that Key and Peele skit, "The Hall of Mirrors."
Yeah, I wasn't.
So I said, "Where am I?" They said, "I'm right here."
I'm
And then
right
he said,
here.
I said, "Who said that?" And they said, "You did." I said, so once that happened, it shattered me. I started laughing. I blacked out for a little while. Then I woke up in portal travel.
Wow.
Said you're right.
But when he said the BFG, he was talking about those gestures like the BFG. And it looks like these ones from that same trip. When I was in this realm, these super tall old wizards were fucking with me, like making me flinch. They're casting their wands at me everywhere I looked, every direction. I'm in this like geometry section, and they're all casting at me. They're basically like laughing at me, like,
Wow.
and I'm just there. But then this little gnome comes, and he's like, this gnome is cartwheeling through portals, and he's like, follow me, and he just takes me on a journey. We go through. Every time we go in one of these portals, imagine a room like this, but it's a sphere. In every direction, there's one of these honeycomb portals. We're in there like a Rubik's Cube. We're like, once we land upside down, we're right side up there. Then we go this way, that way. We're like turning around in so many dimensions.
Exactly.
And then finally we end up in the forest. We're just in the forest, darkness, and like all of these little creatures coming around me. The last thing I saw was a little like jungle person that kind of looked like the same. Little small people, but he looked at me so over time he kept peeking out. All of them were rushing around. Then he was like this.
What?
He just looked at me so hard. So, and it was like we knew each other. I was like, all right. And I was like, right there, I was like, I'm a land lover. I was flying through space too much. The Rubik's Cube thing, like, I got to get out of this tent around my bed. I'm just remembering I'm in my bed now. Like, I love you guys. No offense, but I got to go.
Oh, golly. You back, Dave, huh?
Yeah. What was the last bit you heard?
Where you said the
ego death.
Yeah, we was talking about the ego death, and you was saying you was going into it after you seen the not the Egyptian,
the Archon.
Yeah.
Did I talk about? Did you hear about the Archon bit where?
Nuh-uh.
So like as that's happened, and I realized that the being weren't God, I knew it was some type of, because when I've took mushrooms before, I've seen that whatever runs this earth is not God. It's some type of entity, and like I've come to learn that it's like an Archon type of being. But so when I've passed away and I've got I've left my body after it said like you died and that. So I've left my body and I've got to this realm, and I was like, I thought it was God at first, but I was like, the fact that I have to question that it's God, I knew it weren't God, because I had an encounter with the God before on the mushrooms. This felt like God, but it felt like similar, but I knew that the fact that I had to question it, it wasn't. So I said to the being, is it true that like you feed off all the energy, what comes off all the living organisms when it's based on fear and negativity and that kind of thing? And it was like, and then it showed me the earth, with this big grid around the earth, like all of these wires, and they were all going into this like a fuse box. And then I said to it, so you actually do? And then it said to me, what do you want to do about it? And I said to it, like, listen, I ain't no conspiracy theorist. Like, and it was like, oh yeah, all right then. And what I meant by I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm not someone who sits down and talks about things I don't involve myself in. Like, it's like this same thing. It's like a lot of people, when they talk about things, like if you say to someone, like what do you believe? Yeah, like how would you like to change the world or to make the world a better place? A lot of people would say something they never done in their life. Some people would be like, I want to save the children, but they wouldn't even give their neighbor a $5. They wouldn't even give their neighbor child a $5, but they would tell you they want to save the children in the world. So that it was that kind of thing. I was saying to the being, I'm not no conspiracy theorist. I do what I say. And then it showed me this grid, of like all the people, and it was said to me, this is why a lot of people think that that this is why people think when they're in this realm and pass away, they think that it's everything. It was showing me this thing what makes people believe that we're everything. And the being was saying, how can you be everything? You're not everything. This is the thing what's fooling your head. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and that thing, that thing, did it seem like that thing was like actually feeding off of everybody's ideas or some shit like that?
No, like the first I heard someone speak about this, and the first person I heard speak about this. No, I first read it in the like to do with Gnosticism. Yeah, and they like Brother Panic spoke about this as well, but I knew it was real, but like never knew it was that deep. Like Brother Panic was breaking down that, you know, you
going in and out
hello?
again. We hear you. Not no more.
Oh.
I'll go look in that
One
Master
sec.
Creator.
Awesome.
That's
Wait,
yeah, that's
hello?
crazy, man. Yeah, we hear you.
One
we
minute,
hear you.
someone's playing music.
Oh,
yeah,
that's you got a Fred bot. Somebody turned on Fred bot.
Oh, Fred bot.
Yeah,
You gotta click. Oh, you gotta click it. And, oh, he probably thought. He said, "What's that?" You gotta hold that Fred bot and turn it down. Turn the volume down.
That took me forever to figure out.
I can't hear the music.
Yeah, you hear the music. You gotta click that one, that boat. Oh yeah, Theo just turned it off.
Oh, thank you.
I just turned it off.
Oh yeah. So it was showing me so like the Archon being was showing me how like you know how like when we take mushrooms and we take the mushrooms and we're like we're now like I'm a part of everything is me. It was showing me basically that you're not everything. Like like you see like it's like the third dimension looking into the second dimension. It's like we live in the third dimension, innit? Yeah. So if you was to draw a house and a person on a piece of paper, yeah, if that's a flat reality, innit? There's no left or right. No, there's only left or right. There's no really up or down or nothing like that. So if you was to draw like a stick man and a house on a piece of paper, to that stick man, that house is everything. Because that's the whole reality that it lives in on the paper. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like when we take the mushrooms and we're tapping into that everything source. That everything source is based on that's the reality of how we could it is based on how we can shape the reality. It's the energy of it, but it doesn't mean we're connected to everything. And it was like the being was showing me like every stage that I saw, like when I saw like the gestures, you know, like when a lot of people pass away, yeah, they get stuck in like, you know, all of their regrets and all of these things. And that's like what the gestures do. When you see the gestures, yeah. So it was showing me that's why a lot of people, when they come back here, they don't remember their last life because they got fooled up by like the gesture beings and all of these things, because like the Archon was showing me that it feeds off the beings, but it was basically saying to me that it doesn't care about the individuals about it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's like a well, yeah. When a well's swimming in the ocean and it opens its big jaw to eat them fishes, it doesn't choose a fish. Yeah. Whatever fish lands in its mouth, it's gonna eat it. It's the same thing that the Archon beings were showing me.
You know what's weird is like when you was talking about all the lines and shit, like going into you said they were going into the earth, right?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I seen this big ass thing to where it had these tubes coming out of it, but they were like the tentacles from this big ass creature, and they was going into some TV screens, and like we were on the TV screens, and like from all our feelings of us feeling joyous, whether we was feeling bad, pain, or whatever, this thing was like it was giving it some type of energy, like to where it was like giving it some type of feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like kind of to me it felt
Yeah.
like it was getting off from everything everybody was going through. It didn't matter whether it was good or bad. So like you thought that you were going through these things, but actually it was the creature making these things happen. Because the creature
Yeah.
was I don't know what it was getting out of it, but it was making it happen. So it wasn't even like it was you. It was the giant fucking worm creature or whatever the fuck that thing was. It was huge.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
where was the lines coming from that was going? Can you explain that one more time so I can make
So
sure
like so as it's showing me, yeah, like the Earth, yeah, I'm in the middle of space. So I'm floating and I'm like a giant being and I'm standing next to it and it's showing me the Earth, but the Earth has all of these wires going off it, and then all the wires are flowing down into this. It was like a circuit board, like you
Yeah.
know where you turn. Like it was basically showing me how it just feeds on this energy, and then when most people leave the Earth, they encounter like the gesture type of beings, and because the gesture type of beings is like a circus, like of just things what are hard to comprehend and it's not grounded. That's why like when people pass away, like it was showing me all the different levels. So each level, the first level, that is when it started to kick in and I saw them elves. They're like earthly elemental kind of beings, and then it started to go into the deity realms all the way until it got to like the angel archonic realm. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's
So I
like, damn, that's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah,
That shit is
but
crazy.
the biggest shock about it was like the fact that it was saying that, because I've experienced that. Yeah, we're all one, we're all the same thing, and it was saying blood. That's stupid. Like saying
Yeah.
that to me, like blood, that's stupid. If you was everything, wouldn't you just be everything? That's what it said to me.
Like
Like
that's
I was
it's
like.
it's kind of weird, bro. That's crazy. Because even when you think about it, like well, in my mind, I'm going, okay, well, if I'm not that, then how the fuck am I even able to be in contact with you? How so you
But
are a
I
part
Yeah.
think
of
it's
me,
kind of
or
a
I'm a
subtle
part of
idea.
you?
I think it's like a subtle idea. It's like, are you being everything, or is everything being you? Because the
Yeah.
you that you are is the you that everything's being. So it could never be everything. But really, which you is it? Or I, really?
Listen,
There's no you.
yeah, like when like a buffalo's running, yeah, and it's got that fear in his body, and it's running and it's scared. It never looks back at the lion and says, "Oh, look at the lion! It's everything. It's a part of me." Hell no. It's got a complete
Yeah, the
opposite thing.
fear. The fear took
Nothing
over
to do
all
with
that.
me. I want to get away from it.
It's like that story about the turtle and the alligator. It's like there is a gator. I don't exactly remember how the story went, other than I don't know, like the gator was trying to cross the river. Just pretend it makes sense because gators can swim. But I'm like, somehow
Yeah.
the turtle like brought it across, and it was like, you promise it'll be all right? It's like, you're gonna be cool with me if I help you out? And so he's like, yeah, bro, I promise. And he's like, all right. And he helps him across. Then the gator eats the turtle. And he's like, what? Oh, he's getting eaten. I thought you said. He's like, shit, I lied. I'm a gator. I eat turtles. I'm hungry.
Facts.
I eat turtles too. Shit, even the ones that help me.
And outside, it's like and the sun shines on everyone. Doesn't matter what people say about you. If you go underneath the sun, it shines on you.
Yeah. But I would say, yeah, if you like, I know like a lot of people, yeah, like me, like before, yeah, I had like a lot of cubensis. I never had like the tropical ones like Azarensis or TTBVI. But I will tell everyone in here, they're not no joke. Because I heard someone saying, like, even in this Discord, that someone took 30 grams. You will not need to take 30 grams of that. I
Yeah.
don't see why you would take 30 gram. If you took 2 gram, most people say that when like if you look up the TTBVI, a lot of people say even when they have like 1.5, it like what I had is you would never need to take 20 gram, or you wouldn't ever even need to take 3 gram, like because it's
Like
that
sometimes it's
strong.
like certain strains that have been isolated, they're like every fruit is about the same potency, but some of them aren't even isolated, so they're harder to measure. But it's like psilocybin's the tiny little molecule inside of it. We don't really need to worry about numbers and stuff too much. Something like we don't understand.
Mm.
But
'Cause I
yeah, I took
never
those
ever thought.
Cambodian albinos. That's the ones that took me the first time, Cambodian albinos. But then I
The
went off to
Cambodian
LSD, and it felt
albinos.
just like a yeah,
He
they were
said Wally
dead
took
white, just
60 of the
freaky looking.
strongest. Yeah, I never
But
like.
I
Man, the
never.
LSD took me to
I,
the
I looked
DMT
at
too.
that. I looked at it that way too about taking like the high doses. Like I get it, cause like when Sun Tzu that time when Sun Tzu was like, "Go on and just take the 5," and I took the 5. That shit was out there, but I didn't had to
Yeah,
where I didn't took 1.5 and 2 grams and it was out there. Also,
yeah. But
I
I
think
feel like with the sorry, sorry,
no. Go
sorry,
ahead,
sorry.
bro. Go ahead.
I was saying with all the different mushroom strains, I believe that everyone has a sweet spot. I believe that
Yeah,
where you could get the most benefits from it. I feel like when you take doses that are too high, sometimes you don't get the full story because some of it is so extraterrestrial. Do you get what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
that there's a
sometimes you
sweet
like
spot
black
for
out a
everyone.
little bit.
yeah.
Like
Everybody
when you
got
go
their
into
sweet
Yeah,
so
spot.
many universes, so many layers of reality, like reality is shifting from this to that. It's transforming into infinite different things, and it's like you don't know if you're in your body, out of your body. What are eyes? You forget you have any body for a second,
He
and you're
said, "What
just
are
yeah.
eyes?
vibrating through it
What
all.
are eyes?
Sometimes
Some shit you don't even
If
need,
you
it is out there so deep. There's like so many alien
but
circuit boards and alien like Genesis creation of new universe and like different cultures of
Cause that's
infinite aliens or
that's
whatever it is.
basically what you were saying, right? Like it took over like your whole vision, huh?
yeah, and this is yeah
Wait, the
everything. Like it
lady
didn't matter.
that's what I meant to ask you. The lady that you seen that was singing was that something that was playing on TV? A song you was playing?
Yeah, yeah. What it's called? I type into YouTube like spiritual singing mantras, and there's some black woman and some white guy. Where the white guy he plays like
Oh yeah,
instruments, and the black
with the
woman
guitar
sings.
and she sings.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
I
It
thought
was
you said
that.
that.
and it was
But
sick.
what I will say, because I take mushrooms all the time by myself, but like that was the first time that I took mushrooms where I was like I fully understand why some people need a sitter like that like because to have the mushrooms and yeah you could close your eyes and you could get visions, or you could look outside and the trees look crazy and the grass looks, that's completely different to the whole realm changing.
But
It's
the way
complete.
I saw it,
Yeah,
like
Because
I
took
was
I've took DMT like 4 times, yeah, and the pan cans were like DMT times 3.
yeah. But if you
It
if
was
I
like
think also
DMT
like
because you know, DMT. Yeah, when I said to my friend, yeah, oh like how long has it been? And she said 20 minutes. Usually that's when you're getting out of the DMT.
yeah
That's when it was starting. So like it's like DMT for hours.
yeah, that's what I
Like
the
like.
message that I was trying to get it from it is like not only do you not want to really take too much of a dose, but even if you do take a big dose, you just have to like stay relaxed and just let go,
yeah,
or just like
because
because if you
because
keep
I
on
felt
diving deep, like the more things that pop up, the more questions you have, the more they
Yeah,
instantly get answered. Reality start popping up. You're like,
the more
Yeah,
you
it's
begin
true.
to
Not
create
do
some
that
shit.
and let it.
But I'm saying if you lot wanna have because I know you lot are like veterans when it comes to this thing. If you lot wanna have a trip here like that, like where when your eyes are open, you're in the actual Hindu realm, or you're in the actual Egyptian realm, or you're actually in the full on in the gesture realm, like Pancans, or I would probably say Azarensis, but I ain't tried Azarensis, so I can't really speak on it.
You be thinking,
Pancans
you know what?
is that like, because
Your
you
eyes
get what I'm
probably was
saying? Because a
open,
lot
but
of
they was
people say
rolling
to
to the
me,
back of your head. You just didn't know. It was rolling all the way back. You're like,
yeah,
what the
because
fuck?
the
Like I,
bit what I couldn't believe at the beginning is when I was crawling and I was crawling in blackness with my eyes open. That's when I
yeah,
was like, what? And then I thought to myself like this is the thing that like Kalindi was talking about, like where he was saying that like you're full that you could be fully in that realm awake, like
yeah, awake.
walking around,
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
And I was like, wow. I was like, wow. Like, but it was good. And the thing is, yeah, like with the pans as well, they listen more. Because there was parts of it when I said to them, listen, I made a mistake. Can you not go so crazy? And it just calmed down a bit. And I was like, oh, like this thing actually listens because like with Ape, yeah, like they all got their different personalities. With Ape, it's like I got this story I need to show you, and you just need to sit and watch it.
yeah.
Like, you get
Just
what
shut
I'm
your
saying?
ass up
Like,
and listen. Like,
yeah, like
we gonna
with
kick your ass until you listen. You be
yeah,
like,
that,
okay, I hear you, I hear you. But I think those be the best experiences for me is when the experience just kill my whole eyesight off.
yeah,
It just takes
yeah,
over all that, and it just changes everything. But even going into that like that Hindu realm of seeing Ganesh and those different deities is some that should be dope, man. That should be looking so
yeah,
beautiful. Cause you go like all my life, like seeing it like back then, or seeing different pictures of it. I never really paid attention, but then just like being able to see it, like, and the ears is moving, the trunk is going up and down. You just like,
yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Like
And
this shit is real.
this is something here that I realized as well. This is like the biggest revelation that I got from taking the mushrooms. Yeah. And this is why I feel like, because even that I was meant to give my friend the Yeti. I was meant to give her 1.5 a Yeti so she could try the Yeti. But I said to her, can you not take it because you need to go soon? And I'm
Yeah,
so glad I did that. Do you get what I'm saying? But
yeah,
the
cause
biggest revelation I learned that, do you know when that whole thing happened with the Archon and it was showing me the Earth? Yeah.
yeah,
After that bit, I saw myself like go in back into like the Egyptian realm. And then when I got in the Egyptian realm, I could see that like all the deities, like all of them, like so many deities, I could see them. And then like I got to the end of it, I was going past all the deities, but like as I was going past them, it was like an elevator going up, yeah. And then I got to a ceiling, and then when I got to the ceiling, I saw Anubis. And Anubis, I said to Anubis, like I want to go higher. Why is there a ceiling in the spirit realm? And Anubis said to me, like, oh, it's because that's the higher realms of light. And I was like, so why don't you go into it? Like, if it's a higher level for you, why don't you go into it? And like, as I'm saying that to him, I started to see Bear of the Deity start to gather around me. And I was like, yeah, come man, let's go. Let's go into this higher level of light. And they were like, nah, like we're not going into there. And then I went to the edge, yeah, and I looked in it, and at the edge, because the edge of it was like a wall and it had all of this code. And I looked
Yeah.
at the code and I was like, ah. And then like at that moment is when I started to realize that I was a human again. And I was like, oh yeah, like I'm a human. Like I'm a human at this moment in my life. And then when I came out of it, I was sitting on my sofa and I was like, oh my God, what it made me realize, yeah, like, you know, like all of these deities, yeah, like so like you got like the Hindu pantheon, you got like the Egyptian pantheon, you got like the Aztec and all of these. So you got these pantheon of deities, and each different one of the deities, they represent a different energy, a different
Yeah.
element, and a different animal. Yeah. So that element, what they represent, is the ego as well. So do you know like how like when I was saying let's go into the higher levels of realms of light, they didn't want to let go of their aspects, and then it made me realize that that the deities is an ego. Does that make sense to you?
Hell yeah, that
Because
makes sense.
Because you know, like for us, yeah, like we take the mushrooms, yeah, and we're like, yeah, we want to just know what it is. Like we might take it and not have no intentions and be like, I just want to get shown the higher levels. With them, they're scared to let go of who they are to become something new. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I was like, even the deities like have an ego like us, and they're scared to go into the higher level realms.
But
And I couldn't believe it.
As you go into the higher levels, it'd be kind of weird sometimes because they let you know that okay, damn, how'd you even get up here?
Yeah.
Like, how you make it here? Because that's how Anubis. That's what Anubis said to me. He's like not Anubis, but Thoth. When I got to that realm, he was like, "How the fuck?" He was like, "How you get here? Where you come from?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? He like, man, this is a height of consciousness. This is like a height of consciousness. Some way he said it, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I couldn't
So I saw like all the deities, and they were scared to go into the higher level realm. But when I was looking at this code, it was like hieroglyphics, but it looked like the only way I could explain, because you know, like it's hard to say that, like it's hard to understand what I'm saying. But when I looked at it, it looked like delete code. That's the only way I could put it. So it was like you have to delete who you are, like what they say we have to do, like delete who you are, and what is your essence is left, and that goes into the next level. But when I looked into the and I saw all code, and then when I went into the code, like I went into this black realm, and I started to see all of these like uh these black entities. like like
But
like
wouldn't
they
it
look
make? Do you think that makes sense
Good.
though? Like, cause okay, after like us being people, right? Even as we get older, we try to hold on to this life or what we are in this life. Why wouldn't they be the same? Like if you seen somebody like Thoth or Nubis or Ganesh, why wouldn't they try to hold on to what and who they are? Like that little thing that they hold within everybody.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And that's the thing what shocked me, because it's like people take mushrooms and then they see these deities and they're like, oh, these deities are some super high levels. But after I went into the cold, I went into the cold, and then I started to see all these black beings, and then I started to see bare people are new, like, but in a spirit form. But they didn't look like themselves. They kind of looked in the spirit form. That's the only way I could put it. And then like some being came to me and he was like, blood, like, he was like, yo, like this is like the Titan realm. Like this is where you're from. Like like you're not a part of that thing there. You just came to learn a lesson. And I was like, so what is the Titan realm? Like and then when I came, like, I knew about the Titan realm, but I didn't really know about it. When I came out, I started studying it, and it was the whole thing of like it all made sense. Like that energy grid thing, because like they say that like like the story of the Titans is that the Olympians, what are like Thor and Zeus and all of them, they trapped their parents down into a slower reality. Like, and it's like in the story is that a lot of the people who are stuck here we're stuck here through our parent,
What's up, Ty?
like the spiritual parents, and like it. I saw that whole thing play out, and I couldn't believe it because I was like raw, and it made me understand like how that energy of we are everything is the trap.
Yeah, I
Like,
think it's wild, bro. Cause I was thinking that a long time ago, and like it was like I think it's all a trap. Like, what part of it is not part of the
yeah,
trap? It's just like, okay, this is the trap, but like the trap is like you trapped inside of you, that's trapped inside of you, that's trapped inside of you, and you fortify it.
but this is the thing as well. Like, when we take the mushrooms and we come out our body, or we do that kind of thing, you're still yourself.
Yeah,
You're still yourself, and that self is an individual. It's a part of everything. So do you know, like when you go into them higher level realms, yeah, it's just a different perspective. It's like what I was saying about like the paper with a 2D. You draw a 2D man and a 2D house on a piece of paper, and to him that's everything. But because we're in the third dimension, we could look down and say, "Oh, look, that's just a square little piece of paper."
yeah.
But to the being on the paper, that's absolutely everything to
That's
him.
it. That's
He
all that
doesn't,
exists.
yeah, that's all what exists. And like, I feel like, yeah, like, so it's like basically us as a third dimensional being able to see how the fourth dimension sees us, how it could see everything like a
Yeah,
piece
at
of
one
paper.
time. Yeah, it can see
Yeah.
everything.
And then
So,
that's what I feel like happens to us when we go into that realm, but we don't realize that we're just able to see the paper. It's not actually everything.
yeah, it's the
That's what
paper.
I learned.
And that's what's weird because that's one of the questions I always had was, okay, what's outside of the oneness? Because if you reach the oneness and you see that, okay, everything right here is connected, what's outside of that? Is there another place outside? Like me, like outside of me, it would be you. Like in
Yeah.
the body, like two different bodies. So, like, if the oneness had its own, this oneness had its own body, did it do another oneness over there has its own body that has a whole different reality that's different than this?
Have you guys seen
Yeah.
the Doctor
No.
Quantum? The Doctor Quantum explains dimensions, and it's called Flatland. And then it's like a weird, funny little cartoon, but it's literally like super, like goes deep into the laws of, or it goes into the dimensions and geometry, and what it would look like from a two-dimensional object to a one-dimensional, then to a three-dimensional, to a two-dimensional, then a four-dimensional to a three-dimensional. It's
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
I seen that a long time ago. I don't really remember it, but I seen it.
Yeah, it super reminds me of DMT.
Yeah.
He said the
feel
mushrooms
like-
remind him of DMT.
Well, mushrooms are
Oh.
DMT. They're just edible DMT.
He said that
Yeah,
mushroom trip was like a DMT trip.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I've took DMT 4 times, and like, yeah, like when you blast off, yeah. But this was different because I never ever thought, yeah, that like that I will have an experience where I could say that DMT is a baby to it.
Yeah, yeah.
DMT
And you know why
is a baby.
but you know what's weird though, Dave? The reason why I be feeling that way too at times when I dive in on mushrooms, because the mushroom experience is so long. It's like 6 hours. Like it's 6 hours. Like sometimes it'll be like a 6-hour DMT trip, but then it's weird because you'll have those times to where you'll take DMT and it'll seem like forever. Like
true.
forever.
Yeah. That's like when my friend told me about the 20 minutes and I almost had a breakdown. But
But you was pulling
but
yourself. You set yourself up for that.
I know.
You set yourself up for that.
Like, this is why I even said to you, if you don't want to try the pan cans, yeah, try like 0.5. Don't go crazy. Don't.
He said,
I'm a king. I'm a king.
yeah,
No,
they set
listen,
your
that
ass.
was harmful. You.
They said you set yourself up and they helped you.
Yeah, like you be crawling on the floor, calling your wife, like, can you sit and hold my hand? That's what you be doing.
I took a gram of pan cayenne and went for a hike, and I thought, oh my god, this is stronger than I anticipated, and I was having such a hard time just on a hike.
Yeah. You took them and went on the hike. Well, that's what you do, wow, man.
Yeah, but I was like, usually I just go for a microdose and go for a hike, and so I took a gram though of the pan cayennes, and they were so strong that they had me like having like almost an anxiety attack. I was
yeah.
Because you know what it is as well, yeah, with the pans, yeah, like say if you take a low dose, yeah, it's so light on the body. But as soon as you get to a gram, yeah, it's like it's so strong in your body. It's like your body's fading out and fading in and like at a rapid point, like like that. Like
with no
yeah,
control.
but the pan cans are I feel like the pan cans are the highest level of the mushrooms, and I feel like the only one that I've heard that is higher than that is the azarensis. Like I heard that the azarensis is twice as strong as that.
Dang, them motherfuckers stronger than the albinos.
The apes, I'd say, are probably the strongest.
The 1.4 that I took here, I will pull it into ape terms because you've took ape in it. Yeah. So in ape terms, I believe that the pan cans 1.4 was the equivalent to like 7 or 8 gram of ape.
Hell no.
And I'm not exaggerating.
No, man, because
I'm not exaggerating.
Them apes are strong as hell.
Yes. Like it was like that's what I'm saying
Robbie,
to you.
Have a good
one. 1.4, was like taking was stronger than the DMT.
Yeah, that's why.
1.4.
Hey, you know what's crazy though? I'm telling you, bro. Look, you remember we was talking about this a long time ago, like, you know, because I know you had strands that you grew where at times, you know, you took 3 grams and then you took a gram and the gram like damn near kicked like the 3 grams at times.
Yeah.
You ain't never did that like when you took like aborts, or even if you took like aborts and they weighed out to 2 grams and them motherfuckers would kick your ass though. Be out there in space going, how the hell? And that's weird because soon as you know you about to get your ass kicked, that's when you get your ass kicked. Cause you
yeah, it's true. It's actually
it's like
true.
You say it, I'm about to, oh my God, I didn't know what they did to me, but man, dang. Okay, yeah, I'm about to have to go because everybody's asleep and I'm talking loud and I'm getting texts. It's like, you loud.
Yeah.
So I'm about to have to cut it short, but good looking out, Dave. On that one. That was a good one. That was a good one, bro.
Yeah, look out for the pans. If you want the next level if you want DMT mixed with mushrooms, that kind of trip, trust me, get pans.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out. But all right, wow, man, Jessica, Exile. All right, I gotta head out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
All right. And thank y'all on YouTube, you feel me? But you know, when the wife speaks, I got to listen. Yeah, I'll be in here talking loud. I ain't gonna hold you because the shit be funny and we be all into it. But tomorrow I'm gonna come on early though. Tomorrow, so yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow, and y'all have a good one. And thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. If you ain't